Nice to see you all. Happy faces and warm heart, I believe. After the whole week, we have to come. We just came here to say thank you, God, for everything what He gave us. For everything what was good, everything what was bad. For our weakness, we have to apologize and ask Him for forgiveness and strength and help and power to still be on the journey with Him, to get the heaven, the place which He prepared for us. Welcome Pavel Banash. He's a pastor from Spalding. He will be preaching to us today. Thank you for everybody who come here and want to serve for Him, for our Jesus Christ. I would like to start reading a couple of verses and my opening reflection about what is in my heart from the long time. And thank you, God, I have a privilege to be here and present my thought, my understanding of the Bible to you and share with us. Because this is something what we should train, what we should do day by day. Study Bible and ask God for understanding. Let me start reading from the book of Habakkuk. From chapter 3, verses 17 and 18. So the fig tree doesn't bud, and there is no fruit on the vines. To the olive crop fails, and the fields produce no food. To the flocks disappear from the pen, and there are no herds in the stalls. Yet I will celebrate in the Lord. I will rejoice in the God of my salvation. Habakkuk, picture, he knew exactly that something was not going very well. That's why he mentioned like that. But even of that, he didn't turn away from the God. In the Bible history, we know the history of Job. He did exactly the same. A couple of thousand years before. Also David, he did exactly the same. Even if something not going right, he still wait for the Jesus. He still wait for the God. He still wait for His voice, or His providing, His guidelines. This is characteristic for the people in the Bible, for our heroes, let's say, which are provide us and guidelines, give us the guides how to behave, what to do when we are struggling, when we're suffering with something. We have to still believe Him. We still have to wait that God give us a solution. Only Him, no one else. In the Gospel of Matthew, in chapter 4, verse 35, says, He causes His sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. This is one of my thoughts, is the discipline of submission begins with recognition who God is, which is most important thing in our life. Recognize who the Lord is, who provide us strength. One of the English preacher, William Booth, he was the founder of the Salvation Army, said, the greatness of man's power is the measure of his surrender. It's very difficult when I read this first time. But Jesus is the model. Jesus Christ is the model for us, who provide us exactly how the strength should look like, and when we should look the source of our power. In the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus fell with his face to the ground and prayed, My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me, yet not as I will, but as you will. Matthew 26:39. He submitted to the Father. Even if He was a God, He knew almost everything. But God was the greater, because God is the beginning of everything, and God gave us the strength. Jesus had the good of all in mind. He put His faith in one whom He knew to be trustworthy, God, Lord. Submission rightly places us where we need to be. That's other point. In Psalm 91, verses 4, says, Give us great imaginary for this. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. We are the sheep of his pasture. And he controls everything, the king and shepherd. And with him we are safe, but without him we are nothing. This posture gives us another step to recognize, which should be in our life in daily basis, which is evangelism, which is that what we should share with the others, share the gospel every day, day by day, not only on Sunday, not only when we want, all the time. 24 hours per day, 7 days in a week, 3,600 days in a year. Every day we have to be ready for sharing the gospel. In Matthew 28:19, we're reading, therefore go and make disciples for all nations. That's what we're doing every day. That's what I believe. That's what we're bringing our family here to the church. Another way, Jesus finished the sentence in the same chapter, said, and surely I'm with you always to the very end of this age. Our evangelism is his evangelism. As we share about Jesus, really, it's his spirit who does the work, not we. And finally, our submission, when we express and sharing the love of Jesus for the others, is a humble act of worship that allows the Spirit of God to move within us and through us. Finally, that's what other people are seeing. That's all for me. Thank you, God, that I can be here, I can serve, I can help, I can use my family, can use all people in this church to be good and ready to serve Him every day. Thank you, God, for that.
Dziękuję za wysłuchanie podcastu z serii Łopatologicznie o Biblii. Jeżeli temat podobał Ci się, drogi słuchaczu, to kliknij kciuk w górę. Jeżeli do tej pory nie zasubskrybowałeś kanału Na Wąskiej Drodze, to zapraszam Cię serdecznie oraz zachęcam do udostępniania i komentowania.